If you've clicked on this video today, it's because you want to be holding the paper that says pass on it, that I am holding in my hands. I will value this paper for the rest of my life until I take my nursing exam. Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you are new to my channel, hi, and I'm sure you're just probably clicking on this for some PTCB advice. Alright guys, so I want to get straight into this video today. So today what I'm going to talk about is the PTCB, how to sign up, what to expect when you go, and like kind of examples of what I saw on my test. You sign something basically saying that you're not going to go and say the exact questions that were on your test, but I can give you like a guidance of what was on it, but just not using the same exact words. You know what I mean? Kind of going around it a little bit. So first things first, I signed up for PTCB on my own. I just went online, I made an account, and then I signed up. I paid $130. I took the 2019 version, but I talked to somebody from PTCB, and the 2020 version is a little bit different. They break it down into 4 categories, I guess. The one I took was 9, but I think in those 4 categories, everything is kind of pretty much almost the same. It's not the same, but I don't know if they made it easier, harder. I don't really know that. Still the 90 questions, 10 of them just being ones that are like practice questions. And yeah, so I signed up for that. They send you the confirmation. You sign up at a center near you. So I did that. I picked a date and time. You can always reschedule. You just have to reschedule at least 24 hours before your exam. I rescheduled 3 times. So when you get there, for me at least, it's in like a big suite, and you go to like suite number this. So you follow, you go, it's like a big building with like a certain room. You go there, you do your name, all of that fun stuff. Oh my God, I keep burping and stuff. I'm gross, ew. So you do all that fun stuff, and then they scan your palm. You have to put it on like this little thing, and then they have to take your picture. So I'm like awkwardly, and I look terrible because I literally wasn't getting all dressed up for this PTCB. Like I was trying to have a calm, relaxing morning, just wake up with some sweats on, go about my day. I wasn't trying to rush my makeup. So also I would say you get there, you do that stuff, and if they have a seat available right then and there, then you're allowed to take it. So I got there super early. I got there an hour and a half early before my test. I sat in my car, and they always say do not study the night before or the day or the morning of. I didn't study necessarily. I went over the notes that I've already taken, so I kind of was just reviewing the information I already knew. I don't think you should be cramming new information the night before or the day of, because you're going to be cramming new information that you don't know, and you're going to forget the stuff you've been working on for however long. So I don't suggest cramming. But so anyways, I went there. I keep moving my hand around. I went there, and like I said, I went inside around 10:15, and they're like, we actually have seats available, so you can start your test like right now. And I wasn't really prepared for that because I tried as best as possible to remember conversions. So right when I got there, I could write them down on the whiteboard. So I like looked at my phone one more time for the conversions, and I put it in the locker. I was like, I just gotta go and take it. So I took it. You go in there, they scan your glasses for like wires and stuff. They make you do your pockets inside out. It's kind of a big deal. People probably take really big, important. Not that this isn't important, but like I could see maybe like your nursing exam or like your, important exam. So you go in, and then you sit down, you log into the computer. They have headphones for you because some people will be typing, because everyone has different tests, mind you. It's not like everyone has the same test. So you have big headphones, and you can use them for like blocking out the sound and everything. Trying to think, they give you like, it's like a notebook type paper that flips that way, not like an actual notebook. And it has 9 pages, I believe she told me it was, and it's kind of looks like grid paper, and then you have a Sharpie marker. So for me, I was a little nervous about like the whole, I hope we have like note-taking things, because when I'm doing math and stuff, I just write it out so much. I don't write like, I don't write it very small and nice like that. I'm just like, when I'm thinking, I just go, go, go. So I was really worried about using more paper, but they said if you wanted more paper, you just have to raise your ID and your hand in the air and they'll come to you. You can't get up or anything. You're allowed to use bathroom breaks. You're allowed to have a water bottle. You can't have gum or anything. You can have cough drops, all that stuff. If you look online when you sign up, they'll kind of tell you and they'll kind of give you this rundown. So anyways, sat down and you go through a tutorial of how to take the exam, and like you can do comments and calculator. Also, I'm a very visual, hands-on type person. They have a calculator built into the system where you take the test. Me personally, I like my calculator to be right in my hand, right there. So I requested, if you are taking the PTCB, you have to request a handheld calculator. They won't just offer it or give it to you. You have to request it. So I requested it and they gave that to me. So I really like that. So honestly, the test is hard. It's definitely hard, but what my advice to you would be for those 90 questions, anything that everyone says never change your answer. So I might be giving bad advice, and I heard that from everyone. Don't change your answer. Whatever you go with, just go. Like, keep going. But for me, anything I wasn't unsure of, where I knew it was either this answer or this answer, just like couldn't decide which one it was, I flagged that. So I was saying, like, because maybe in a different question, it'll be like, maybe question 7 you flagged because you know it's either or. Then you get to question 79 and it kind of tells you, like if it's saying which two drugs are interactions, you could go to question 79 and it says, well, ranitidine has a reaction with this drug, which is the answer that you needed for number 7. So you can go back and be like, okay, there it is, bam, there's the answer. So that's kind of the reason why I did it, just so if like something kind of sparked my knowledge and I was like, oh wait, this, piece it together. So I think I flagged a good 30 questions, honestly. I flagged a lot of them, and I flagged every single math question for the end. So if second I saw a math, flag. Even if it was something so simple and easy, it flagged. So anything that I knew for a fact that I knew, I just clicked it and kept going. So, I'm trying to think. So a lot of the kind of questions that I had would be like, there is a 60-year-old patient taking this drug for this many tablets a day. What is wrong with this scenario or something? So it would be like dosage strength, frequency, patient's age, etc. So you kind of have to know, like, you really gotta know your dosages. You gotta know what things come. I actually had a few questions like, which drug comes in oral suspensions, and it'll list like 4 different things. So and you'll have to know which one's tablet and which one's obviously the oral suspension. So, and it's not going to be something easy like amoxicillin. Like everybody knows that amoxicillin comes in tablets and orals. So things like that. So you should really know what form they come in. And if a patient's 65 or older, you want to know interactions with anything with like the elderly, because I feel like they threw in a lot of that, like 70-year-old patient is getting this, what's wrong with this? So definitely know that type of stuff also. I would say they also had some federal laws in there. I would say for sure you got to know OSHA, you have to know OBRA 90, and you have to know HIPAA. Like definitely know those like the back of your hand, because those come up quite often, honestly. A few other things that kind of got me is because I work retail pharmacy. They'd ask me like question, I can't really say the exact question, but they'd say kind of like, trying to think of how to word it, like about taking drugs back and stuff, which in retail pharmacy we don't do. You have like a police center that kind of does that. So it kind of had questions like regarding that. Also, it would have really tricky questions like, trying to give you guys the best examples here. So it says the brand name, it'd be like, so it would give you a brand name drug, and then it would say, from this brand name drug, the generic version of it, which one matches with these 4? So it's not asking you, it's like, what is the look-alike, sound-alike for the generic name of this brand name drug? So if it's saying, like, you have to know your brand and generics, I would say at least top 100. I would say really go for your top 100 drugs and know them back and forth. I would know the adverse effects on them, like I said, the dosage forms, frequencies. I would know that stuff for sure. But yeah, so it kind of tricks you. It wouldn't just be like, oh, what's rosuvastatin sound like? And then you go down there and then it has that. No, it makes it difficult. I also had some dilutions, a little bit of allegations, math I struggle with, but some of the math was super easy where I was like redoing it a good 3-4 times to confirm that it was really as easy as they were making it. So I think sometimes though, you really have to be good at just crossing out what's not needed. Like they could put a patient's weight in there, their height, all this stuff. In reality, all you need is the percent of the solution and the amount that they're taking or something. So I would really try your best to like learn how to completely just get the unnecessary stuff out, because that is going to help you a lot. They're going to try to make you second guess yourself, like, wait, do I need weight to calculate this? So definitely get your knowledge up on that one also. I would also say, try to think, also this was one too. When you work in a pharmacy, sometimes when you work in a pharmacy, the way you guys usually do things aren't exactly how you would do it according to the PTCB. So like for an example, like hospital and retail is a little bit different, as some of you may know. I work retail, so like compounding and stuff, they might talk about the steps for compounding, but in retail we don't do compounding. So it's kind of like I had no knowledge on that, so they'll throw some of that stuff in there. So you definitely want to know like your compounding, and definitely check the blue, the blue book or the blueprint. Definitely check the blueprint on the PTCB website for whatever test you're taking. I feel like, yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I said, know your brands and your generics. Know the adverse effects and important things like pregnant women can't be taking. I would also know like the top, it's called something. I can't even think of what it's called right now, but it's like Accutane, thiamine. It's like the top 3 like dangerous, like crazy dangerous drugs, and they have like programs that you have to take. You need to know the rules for that. Like one of them, like all 3 of them actually, pregnant women can't be on them. You have to be like enrolled in programs, so know those program names, things like that. So I am going to make a completely separate video if you guys would like. I just want to see if you guys want me to or not, because if not, I won't make a video. So if you want a video of all my study tips, I have all my study things in here. Like I have so much, so I will kind of like show you guys, if you would like, in a different video of all my studying tips and exactly how I knew what was going to be on each test and how I went about it. I did get the Mosby's book, the 3rd edition. I just found a download online, so it went right onto my Google Drive. But yeah, I can really show you guys the best way to definitely know that you are going to pass. Honestly, I didn't think I was going to pass simply because of the math stuff. I was super worried about that. I think I flagged maybe 10 to 13 math questions. Like I said, some of them were super easy. Some of them I was like, all right, well, I'm just going to go with the closest answer that I got, and I just did that, and I was like, I can't stress about it. But I will say one thing is, I finished my test. We have 2 hours. I finished with like 1 hour and 15 minutes left. Like I finished all of them and I had 1 hour and 15. I was like, wow, this is a lot of time, but I had all those flag questions. So I think it's really important that you save your math questions just for the very end, unless you're like a math wizard and you're not worried about that. But it saves you that, it gave me that much time to be like, okay, this is how much time I have to finish these questions. And it didn't, like, if my second question was a math question, I'm sitting there and I'm getting all stressed, and then you start overthinking, and then it's like you realize now you're 20 minutes in on only the second question and you have 88 questions left to go. So I would definitely say that. As I was saying earlier about changing your answer, I went back to all my flag questions and I think I changed every single answer that I flagged. Like maybe I didn't change 1 or 2, and I flagged a good 10. I answered them as I was going, like it's either this one or this one, and I flagged one that I currently thought it was, but I was second guessing in my head, but then I went back and I changed it. So honestly, I thought I was gonna fail because of that too, but I clicked end exam, and when you click it, I was literally sitting there like getting dizzy. I'm like, oh my God, I'm like, this really is it. Like, I'm about to click end exam, and I was just thinking, like, the fact that I could go back right now to change every single answer and I could either be passing or failing because of that, it got to me a little bit. I had like 3 minutes left, and I was like, I was sitting there and I was just looking at the clock go, and then I was just reading what it was saying, and I was like, all right, I just gotta click end. So I clicked end exam. My heart is in my stomach. I thought I was gonna shit myself. Honestly, I'm not trying to be gross, but I literally thought I was gonna shit myself. I was so scared. And then you click end exam, so you're expecting like the screen to come up, and then it goes, oh, you're ready to take a survey for 10 questions. And I'm like, oh my God. So I'm just like clicking through these survey questions. I think you have to do it in the amount of time that they give you also. So I'm just clicking through these survey questions, and then it says number 10. And I click it, and then I click end survey, and then it comes up right on the screen, and it'll either say congratulations or whatever. And I was like looking at it, I was like, almost, you know when you look at something and you're like getting dizzy because you're like, wait, is this like real, is this real life? That's how I felt. I was like, oh my God, I freaking passed. And it's weird because when I first started answering some of the questions, I'm like, oh, I'm passing this. Like, I know this, this is like not that hard. But then you get into the math, and then you get into the really tricky questions, and you're like, yikes, or you start second guessing yourself. A lot of people assume that the PTCB, when you take it, the more questions you get wrong, the more questions that you're gonna get. I've heard a lot of people say that's how their theory is of it. Like, some people say mine was all math, or mine was all this, and then I have the people are saying like, no, I think the ones that you get wrong is the ones they're gonna keep throwing at you randomly. So the more that you see of is probably your weakness, but I don't know if that's it. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys have any questions, please leave them down below in the comment section below. Like I said, if you guys want to know how I studied and any tips and everything to make sure that you guys can also pass, or try the best that you can to pass, and I'd love to do a video on that, so just comment that down below. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. I will see you in the next video. Peace out. PTCB Girl Scout. Oh, I'm so excited about this, guys. You have no idea. Certified pharmacy technician. I love it, guys. Honestly, I love it. Don't ever give up on your dreams and goals. This was definitely a goal of mine, but I didn't think I was gonna get it so soon. And then one day I was just like, I just want to get it. And I didn't tell anyone for a while. I ended up having to tell my manager just because, like, for scheduling. But I didn't tell anyone, and because I just wanted it for myself. Like, I just think that's really good to have for yourself. And I don't know, I just didn't think like a few months into my job that I would be certified. I'm really happy. I'm really proud of myself. I worked hard for it. And yeah, anyways, I'm going on and on. So I will see you guys later. Peace.